Recording in progress.
Hello, welcome everyone to this new episode of Coming Home Live After SAS Semester at Sea. My name is Viviana Premazzi. I was Intercultural Communication Specialist for Voyage 134, and together with me there is DeCaro, ASL Interpreter. Today we have a very special guest. I'm very happy that he kind of applied to be our guest. Otherwise, I would actually ask him to be our guest. He's a person who contributed a lot to our voyage with like clubs, social activities, and other things. So thank you, Noah, for joining. And the first question is actually, I'm asking you to introduce yourself to our audience. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm Noah Jordan Hive. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, but I was born and now I've come back for school to DC. I go to GWU and crap, what else are you supposed to say? Major, I guess, political science, minor in music and business. And then, so SAS, that's the big question. How did I hear about it first? Just literally like, not even like friends talking about it, people that I had just met. Just got into a conversation about it, and I thought that sounds made up. That sounds kind of hard to believe that that Sweet Life on Deck is real, that you can just do the Zach and Cody thing. And I got obsessed pretty quickly. As soon as I heard about it, it was basically inevitable that I try and get on. And yeah, I mean, I pulled it off. I was so proud of myself for getting accepted, and then my dreams about it were my expectations were pretty high, that like not just that I'd make a ton of friends and see all sorts of insane things, but that it would be kind of transformational, because that's what a lot of folks that I'd heard about going on it before they said about it, was that it changed them a little bit in one way or another, made them feel more worldly, or it changed how they see themselves in the context of the world. And I feel pretty lucky in that I kind of made everything that I wanted to happen. It feels almost like, I don't know, it was surreal. I felt so lucky. But SAS was pretty much in reality what I expected it to be. That it's like back at home, you need to choose to go on an adventure. If you're going to do something insane, you kind of have to like choose. You have to make the conscious choice to go out and do it. But on SAS, it kind of comes to you. And that was a big part of the appeal to me, was adventure comes to you, and it makes it so much easier to get out and do things you never would have thought of doing otherwise.
Oh, that's very nice. Like it's a very nice way to put it, and I think I can agree, and maybe other people also can agree. I think it's a great definition, and I think also you made a point that it's important also for the people that maybe in the future will do SAS, that to a certain extent also you have to be intentional in like what you want to do and what you want to get out, also knowing that you will get more, and it's a transformational experience. And when the first day people tell you about it, you're like, yes, like, but then what is really happening, then is where things became serious. So thank you. And then, so it's now more than 2 months actually that we disembarked in Bangkok, and it was the end of like Voyage 134 at least. What do you miss the most about semester at sea?
This feels mean to the rest of the world, but my favorite port by the end was the ship. I miss the community. I miss the closeness of it all, because my campus is still pretty small. GW is like maybe 20 square city blocks, but there's something different about all of your friends being like a 5-minute walk max away. Like bottom corner, bottom back of the ship to top front is maybe maximum like 10 minutes. Like if you're going slow. So the ability to just connect anywhere at any time, like all hours of the day and night, there was somebody doing something. So there was such a tight-knit community. It was so unique. And I miss that. I miss how easy it was. That's for sure. I mean, it was like something that was maybe the biggest thing I had to read just when I got back to normal school, was having to consciously ask people to hang out, not being able to just walk up to a group, in the library. Yeah. So that's the thing I probably miss the most.
Yeah. And on the other side, tell us one or more of your favorite memories.
Ooh, very hard. Crap. Probably my favorite single memory from the whole trip was the whole last week between the last port and the end, when everybody was just kind of
crying.
Yeah, everybody was like almost borderline happy crying. It was a touch bittersweet because I think a lot of us were like missing home. I know I was, but it felt a little bit like it was like the end of high school. Like everybody was signing instead of yearbooks, we had our maps. Everybody was signing each other's maps of the world. And I don't know, I just felt like I had so many like emotionally honest and vulnerable conversations that week because we knew that we were never going to have that same group of people in the same place again. A lot of us would probably see each other, especially like close friends, definitely. There are tons of people that I'm planning to see again that I've been talking to, but we knew that it would never be quite the same. So it was the end of an era. And that whole week, everybody was just doing everything that they'd always meant to do and saying everything they'd always meant to say. And it was beautiful to me.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's something definitely people can share. You're getting me emotional.
Sorry.
If I think at the last week, no. That's also the beauty of why we're doing this. And so then we came back, and so you already start sharing some of your like struggle coming back. This idea of asking people to hang out because it was not so easy. Any other struggle or any other challenge that you want to share?
I think I generally had an easier time than most people coming back, just because the cultural, well, what do we call it? Reverse culture shock, right?
Mhm.
Like coming back, yeah, like returning to the familiar culture wasn't too hard for me. I don't know. I was pretty easy at like gelling with whatever culture we were in at the time. So I think I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm loose. I can fit anywhere. I'm all
Mhm.
right like that. But I think it was also that I really, really missed my family. Like not seeing them. I'd never been that far away from them for that long. I had never done like anything to get so far away from home without like a way to get back. Like I'd always been a plane flight max, and I'd never gone a whole like 105 days without seeing them. So it was hard. And then they made it a lot easier on me because literally as I was landing in the airport after being awake for 48 straight hours between disembarking in Bangkok and landing in Nashville on an airplane, they literally were standing around the airport terminal with like signs like "Welcome home," and I got like a styrofoam head because I shaved my head. They did a styrofoam head and they like drew on it to make it look bald. It was pretty great. So it was like effortless. It was so easy to gel back in. And then coming back to school, I I had a pretty strong community here, and so it was easy to come back in. Definitely still, it was not easy to like shake the feeling of SAS, to be like, it is normal again to not be on a boat. It is not normal to have done SAS. If you talk about like normal SAS things with people, nobody knows what global studies is. Uh, you can't
Even
like
people on the okay.
no, yeah, nobody at home. And so it's tough because like there used to be this is a really specific small thing, but I noticed it uh that you can measure time in distance on SAS. Like people always say, "Oh, I haven't done that since India." Oh, we haven't hung out since Ghana, and that's kind of normal because time is directly related to the location you're going to. But back home again, it's like, oh, you can't say I haven't done that since Ghana. That sounds insane.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. And indeed, there is also kind of this jargon on the ship, like the lexicon of the ship, or like
Hmm.
space, time, as you said at the beginning, like 10 minutes to go from one, like the extreme of the ship to the other extreme of the ship. That's for sure is different. But I think you made a very important point that it's also what make it easy to come back is also the community that you have, the relationship that we have, because also back home is everything about relationships. And we didn't mention, but maybe no, you want to mention for the people also that will do SAS after, even if we don't know that it will be better or worse, but the communication with the family was difficult from the ship. And
Definitely. Sorry, were you?
yeah, if you want to share, how was that for you? Like,
Yeah, the communication was definitely that's kind of for a lot of people and including me, that was almost an appeal. Not that we couldn't talk to our family. I love my family, but
mhm.
on SAS, internet is like extremely rationed. It's like wartime. Like you only get, unless you have a like really expensive internet package, you get maybe 10 minutes of actual like internet connectivity a day. Then everything else has to be over like WhatsApp, or it's one of those other like special, I don't know what they do, it's some kind of magic where they can still do like transcontinental internet. I don't know, but it's very limited. And so it felt like you really had to choose if you were going to contact somebody through normal means on the boat, it was going to be tough because that's like all of your internet for the day to send one picture. And also, um, Crap, I had a really interesting point. It might be disappearing. Anyways, it's different on port. In port, there's relatively normal internet. I remember I was going to talk about time because by the end of the trip, you are more than 12 hours away from home. You are literally on the exact opposite side of the time zone sphere, also known as the world. And so it just feels like you must do it. You must call your family at the very start or the very end of the day. If you're talking to people back, like for me in America, you have to do it like right when you wake up or right when you fall asleep, or it's gonna be they're gonna be asleep because it's the middle of the night over there.
Yeah. There's all the adjustment, and yeah, and on the other side, like it was difficult, but then the beauty was also then that you become even more involved with the community here because you don't have the distraction of all the kind of internet or coming in. This is also what some people said, and maybe this is also on the other side the good thing, and so to be and become more of a community for SAS.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank you so much. These were our last questions, and thank you so much, Noah, for sharing like your experience, the challenges, the resources, and thank you everyone for following. We will see you with our next guest. Thank you, Emma. Bye, everyone. See you next time. Bye.